Yep, we're live. Perfect. Let's go.
Wait. That's good.
Cool. Okay. I see many of the folks joining in. Okay. Um, all right. So welcome everyone. So this is the community onboarding for fall 2022. Ayan, if you could just mute yourself, there's a background noise. Yep, works fine. Cool. So welcome to the community onboarding for the fall 2022. This is going to be the stream where we discuss about the different products, features that Commudle has recently launched. We'll understand the community initiatives. We'll also try to understand what we have in place for in-person meetups and other different things that are in the place. So yeah, without any further ado, let's begin. Right? Let me just share my screen. Perfect. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yep.
Perfect. So again, welcome again. And Commudle, right? It's the definition of Commudle itself says it for itself. That we built for developers. The product was built as a developer-centric product, and we've seen quite a good bit of growth in the last 1 year. And if I just talk about the last quarter, we've seen massive amount of people signing up for Commudle and joining it as a portfolio management for their particular personal portfolios as well. Moving ahead again, so the entire platform is developer focused, right? And we focus on communities. And if you really understand the entire industrial ecosystem of, just check with the notifications. Yeah. Cool. So if you understand the major point here, which is the community platform has been built for developers. It is a developer-centric product, and from the day one, we were trying to cater people who were finding a location, finding a platform which was more about um, you know providing all the necessary versatilities in terms of event hosting, in terms of building the communities, in terms of managing their portfolios, in terms of managing their projects and everything. And this is something that the developer actually requires, and we'll also understand it in the course of time. How it actually, how Commudle actually provides that, we'll understand that as well. But again, the entire platform has been developer centric from the day one, and that's what we're trying to build in the course of time. Again, in terms of the numbers, currently the numbers looks very great, right? Of course, we've recently crossed more than 25,000 followers as, in terms of the developer users that we have in Commudle, and in terms of the developer communities as well, right? Okay, just a minute. All right. Yep. So again, we just crossed 35,000 developer users, and the number of communities in Tamil have just crossed 150. And in terms of the events, we just crossed around 500 events overall. And okay, just give me, yeah. So we just crossed around 500 minutes, 500 events overall, and this number is continuously growing, right? In terms of the features that Commudle provides, of course, if you try to understand each one of them, will take a long stream. Of course, we'll not cover all of it, but again, by the numbers, we have more than 100 plus features available right now, which are focused on developers. Moving ahead, again, if you understand in terms of the different three perspectives, right? Like, of course, as a developer, I think to build your portfolio, to build your network, or to build your audience, we need three different channels, and which are like a communication platform for us. Events, of course, even serve as a major source of communication to our audience and communities, right? Without communities, the developer ecosystem is empty. So, in terms of the communities, if I try to understand what Commudle provides is an organization page. It provides multiple chapters. Like, of course, we'll discuss about Community Developer Network as a whole after some time, where we see that we have recently launched our community chapter program as well, and how this community chapter program is evolving, and what are the different initiatives that we're coming up with it. But again, we have different multiple chapters option. We have member profiles where everybody can track who are the members of the community, who are they interacting with, who are they sharing their event platforms with, everything, right? Then we have community leaders, of course. If you go to Commudle and you search for few people, you'll see their profile to be verified, right? And these are the community leaders. They are doing influencing. They're influencing the community since a long time now. It can be in terms of different technologies, maybe blockchain or machine learning or artificial intelligence, whatever it is. But they've been impacting the community in large scale for a long duration of time now, and that's the reason we have given them the tag of community leaders. We have got survey forms, which is very useful. Like most of the times, see this happening, right? Early age communities, they don't have a definite source of feedback. They don't have a definite source of carrying out a campaign, and that's what we're trying to bridge here, right? We are providing inbuilt forms. We are providing inbuilt forms feature, which is much more versatile in terms of checking the responses, in terms of filtering the responses and everything, which helps you to carry out easy surveys, right? Newsletters, right? Again, this is one of the, I think, the most amazing feature which I love is managing your newsletter directly from Commudle, because I'll come to this, right? Of course, if you understand all these parameters and all these features, as a developer, you'll have to choose multiple tools to sustain yourself, right? You'll have to go to multiple vendors, and you'll have to sign up for multiple vendors to do this. But we just bring all of this together in the same platform, right? And again, API access and stats, right? Of course, what is a developer-centric platform if it is not incredible, if it is not integratable with your own website, or if they're in one application. So we have got our APIs which you can use to integrate Commudle with your own platform, with your own application, or website, or a mobile application, and you can use the features right there itself, right? So there are a lot many in terms of communities. Coming to events, of course, post COVID pandemic, we have been hosting multiple offline events and in-person meetups as well, and the numbers is always scaling up, depends on the growth and activation of the community. We've got Commudle Stage right now. We are hosting this entire event in Commudle Stage, right? And it offers some amazing features in terms of hosting polls, in terms of comments and everything. So of course we have got Commudle Stage. We've got YouTube streaming, which is embedded with Commudle Stage. It's again an added feature for us. We've got waitlist management as well. So I think this is one of the best features that we've come up with, which is when you host an event, right? We don't want to give access to everyone, and probably you don't have the capacity to accommodate everyone, right? There's a target audience that you're trying to cater, and when you're trying to do that, the waitlist feature of Commudle, it actually helps a lot, because you try to shortlist people, you try to cancel out certain registration, you can confirm their registration with RSVPs, and then you can send them the entry passes, which is amazing, right? Again, automatic QR attendance. So in-person meetups, if you have been to Commudle's in-person meetups, you already know this, right? When you join the meetup, you have to scan your QR code, which has been sent to you in the RSVP mail in the entry passes, and when you scan the QR code, your attendance is automatically marked. So again, another added feature. We've got registration and feedback forms. We've got preserve speaker, we can preserve the speaker slides and whatever the resources the speaker is sharing directly in the events itself, so that anybody who's visiting your portfolio or your profile, maybe 10 days from now, or a week from now, months from now, years from now, right, they'll be able to access those speaker slides, those speaker content that I've shared, and it gives an easy access. You don't have to manage a drive or something for it, right? It gives an easy access to the users. We've got Q&A, chats and polls, and of course community collaboration. In case you have sponsors, in case you have partners, you can showcase them, you can feature them, and all these things are available. Now, in terms of the channels, we have got private mode. Of course, if you observe, the backend support of every community runs on private channels. And currently in community developer network as well, we are hosting this community chapter program, which is currently running in the private channel mode itself. Then there's read-only mode. These are like announcement channels that works for you, where you just share information. It goes away back to every user or every community member that you have. We've got group channels. We've got we can send emails to the channel members. So maybe if you don't want to, let's say you have got multiple channels of blockchain, machine learning, and others, blah blah blah, right? And you want to only send certain information to a machine learning folks, and you just send that as a message in the machine learning channel, and now you want to share that in their mails as well. You can share that message only to their mails. There's a feature which can mail this message only to the machine learning channel members of your community. You can pin messages, you can add multiple events, right? You can share files directly, and of course you can include all these features in a Commudle profile. So of course, the only, there are multiple, I think, options available in today's day, but Commudle does a very simple job, right? It brings all your portfolio under the same platform. It is one link, which is your Commudle profile, and your projects can be tracked, your article contributions can be tracked, your community engagements can be tracked, your followings can be tracked, your engagement with your audience can be tracked. Everything is just there, right? And what we are trying to build is, in the longer run, right, we are already in the verge of revolutionizing this entire recruitment processes in India, right? Of course, we're taking inspiration from different countries, but we're in the verge of doing it now. When we are doing it, right, we want to grow to a such a level where maybe just a link to your recruiter or to your HR can explain who you are, what you do, what kind of projects you have worked with, what kind of experiences you have had, what kind of community engagements you have, what kind of a personality you are, be in work and off work, right? Everything is just visible just by your profile, and that's what we're trying to build here. Again, moving ahead, let's just cool. Now, of course, as I mentioned, the developer profile, right? What the developer profile showcases, right? In the developer profile, you have your community activities, right? You can directly track down all your community activities easily. You've got blue tick for the experts. Now, again, if you're someone who is influencing the community in any way, and if you're trying to do some amazing work, right? You are someone who has to apply for the blue tick, right? And you can easily get your blue tick. And this is a feature which is only there for the influencers, right? In case you are having a good audience, your audience loves your content, and you are doing something great for the community, right? Of course, you have a chance of becoming an expert. Now we've got customized badges and tags. So let's say you have hosted a campaign for your community and you want to give a winner badge to your winners, right? You can do that, and that will be available to your profile as well. So this is another added advantage. You can add your external projects from GitHub, directly fetch them to your community profile. You can have publication, maybe your research papers, your articles in Hashnode or maybe in Medium. And of course, there are multiple channels to publish articles, right? And content in terms of writing content, right? And it becomes very difficult to manage all of it. And if you want to give it out to your audience directly at one place, then I think this serves your job. Of course, there's a direct chat feature now, which is a new feature that has been introduced. Now you can go and ping anyone, and they'll be adding this in their inboxes. They can reply back to you, and you can use it as a daily platform to have interactions. You have got community activity stats. Now you can track down your activity status of your profile. You can track how well you're doing as a community leader. That is there. And of course, hiring, right? This is another feature which is coming up right now. We have not recently launched it. It is probably going to be launched in the Q3. And again, you can basically post your jobs, and you can actually segregate your community members as well. Like let's say you're part of 10 different communities. Now, based on that job profile that you posted, you can actually get recommendations in terms of which particular person actually suits that job, so that you can go and refer that individual as well. In terms of knowledge sharing, as I mentioned, right, you have got multiple platforms to write articles, multiple platforms to showcase your projects. You've got GitHub to showcase your projects. Nowadays you've got DevPost and DevFolio where you can showcase your hackathon projects. But again, everything is scattered in different places, right? Now what if we say bring that to the one place? Now this is what we are trying to do here. We have got labs which are like tutorials where you can go and write a lab. It can be about creating an API. You can be about a cloud computing topic, a DevOps topic, anything, right? Just write an article, submit it, and the best part is only the verified content gets published. So it is not like Medium or any other platform where you just write something and get published without any pre-checks. We do run some checks for quality, and the best content is actually published, right? Again, builds, it's the place where you can showcase your projects, the product that you're working on, maybe a startup product, maybe a side project, a small project, whatever it is. You can go and showcase. And just sharing an insight from something that I recently got to know, right? There was one guy, we were running this pitch tank, right, a few last month, where we were showcasing individuals who were building some amazing products. And in the pitch tank, there was this one guy who came up with an amazing platform which was solving the issue of multiple links together. And this guy put his in a portfolio of his project and builds. And just understand the network that I was talking about, right? We've got such a good amount of individuals, a premium audience. He was approached in the next week by probably 3 to 4 different individuals who were offering him investor money for running that product as a full scale startup. And now that guy is in first year, right? And he's just not having that, uh, you know, catering quality to serve so much, right? And he was overwhelmed by that response. But understand, if everyone starts doing that, right? If everyone starts showcasing that, the growth opportunities are amazing, right? The amount of networking you can do here is just next level. Again, you can show community projects that you have. You can publish your tutorials. You can engage with the content campaigns, and of course, you can also reward the creators who is doing great. Now, again, as a community, I think we are continuously in a competitive race, right? We are always in a struggle to compete with what is the best in the industry right now, right? And to be that, you have to scale up very fast, right? Scaling up communities is very important, and particularly one thing that we believe in Commudle is, we don't want to have 1 billion users. We don't want to have a huge amount of users coming and using Commudle. We want to have that quality amount of people using Commudle, right? That premium audience, and that's our target. So be it one community or be it hundreds of them, manage them seamlessly, right? Of course, to scale communities, that's a added advantage that you have. Again, you can easily track your users, and of course, Commudle is a platform which is serving software developers right now. I'm not sure how the Commudle platform will look like after 5 years from now. But right now, it's a developer-centric product focusing on product, right? And you can track different statistics, right? I think managing your community in Discord and Slack, it gets very difficult because you have to integrate uh, your Slack server or maybe your Discord server with different tools, open source tools, and sometimes they are paid as well, where you have to track your engagement ratios, right? How many people are active, how many people are inactive, how many people are engaging with your conversations or discussions or your events or campaigns. Now, Communal does it by itself. You don't have to have any other external software integrations. So, of course, it helps, right? The metric measurements is pretty amazing. Now, this is what the platform looks like. Of course, if you have already been to the platform, you already know how it looks like. Um, these are some of the screenshots that we had from previous events, and you can track down your attendees, you can track down the channel activities, you can track down the number of users that you have, all of the other details, right? And of course, the labs and tutorials are there, which where you can write in articles and everything. It's an amazing feature. As I mentioned, I have at least 5 to 6 different articles written over there, and the SEO does great, right? When you just go and type that article in Google, it'll just appear at the top, right? And that's what you want as a developer. Right. Cool. Of course, we've covered all of it, right? There is a lot of engagement options for you in Commudle. You can engage with your community as well as your external community, right? To serve the purpose of connecting to different individuals and getting the work done. So, of course, the platform is still growing. There's a lot of different features that are coming in the upcoming days, and we are looking forward to it. But if I talk about Commudle Developer Network right now, right? What is Commudle Developer Network trying to do? So we realize that there are a lot many communities in India, right? In terms of global scale, there are a lot, and every community has an objective of doing serving something, and most of the time it's about learning, right? But what we're trying to do here is pretty different than what other communities are trying to do. We are trying to bridge the gap between learning and doing something. So our objective is not someone to just join and learn something, but it's more about joining and learning that particular thing. In the meantime, they focus on doing that work somewhere, right? It's about opportunities, right? We want to bridge that gap between learners and actually employable resources of India, right? Currently, India, of course, the community is open to everyone, but right now the target audience is India. And how we do this is by different real-time opportunity that we are hosting, right? We've collaborated with multiple companies, startups from different countries, and we're bringing these opportunities specifically for the community users, right? And the target audience is those people where you are someone who's skilled, you are someone who knows machine learning, but you've not been able to crack off interviews, you're not been able to get a machine learning internship. The target audience is that, right? And we're trying to help those individuals right now, and we're still in the phase of contributing. We're trying to scale that number. Right now we're 1600 plus community members. We're trying to take that number higher and serve more. And with that in mind, we have recently launched a specific program for few chapters, and I think most of the chapters have already been hosted in Commudle Developer Network, and some of the streams were live in YouTube as well. Now, in today's session, we'll be featuring few of the folks who are running that program continuously, and they've been shortlisted out of many applications. And we received that applications around 250 plus across India, right? And we shortlisted around 20 to 25 individuals right now who are working in the back end, and they're trying to scale that program. That program is Community Chapter Program, where we're trying to collaborate with universities and host chapters of Community Developer Network. Now, the first question that comes to mind is, what is the difference between this chapter program and the chapter program that other companies or maybe other organizations are hosting? It's very simple, right? We are trying to focus on the opportunities track more, and of course learning is a part of communities. Hackathons, meetups is a part of communities, but we're trying to focus on the opportunities track more. And in the course of time, you'll get to know, of course, the statistics about it, where we are in plans in terms of hosting internship drives, full-time job role drives. So we're trying to eradicate placements cell of those universities from the picture, right? And if you realize the scale of these universities, you'll understand what I'm talking about. These are not IITs, of course not, and these are universities where talent is there, where there's a lot of talent in the software, and maybe by some means, if we are able to bridge this gap for those student folks, we'll be able to get some good individuals and help them up to land somewhere good. And it's a process, of course. We are still experimenting with it. We are not sure how it'll look like in upcoming days, but definitely we are giving our best to do this, to make this happen, and we'll see how it looks like, right, in the course of time. Now, with that, let me just share about what this chapter program looks like. Now, this chapter program has been majorly focusing upon few universities. Now, of course, we'll share their the leaders will share their insights. We selected few folks. Now, these folks are community leaders. They've been doing this work for quite a bit of time now. They have been in the communities for quite a bit of time now. They have worked around with previous communities. They have done previous, like maybe Google developers or Microsoft launch student ambassadors, something like that, right? They've always have been integral part of developer communities in India, and these guys have the experience. These guys are the ace of their, what they do, and we're trying to help them up to help their folks, their community members, which are their university students, to probably carry out a certification at first, because we believe that uh, you know learning something from YouTube works fine. If you have to learn something, you can just go to YouTube and you find everything, right? But we are focusing on verified credentials to which someone can easily target, to which someone can easily sort of value, right? That certification will hold some value, and we're trying to put that into marks. So we have recently launched a DevOps bootcamp, which is a DevOps certification, and the certification is revolving around CNCF, right? The Cloud Native Computing Foundation. And if you are aware about CNCF certification, there are a lot KCNA, there is CKAD, right? A lot many different certification, and this certification still holds a great value in the industry, right? And we are trying to bring that value to these students, and probably will be partnering with some other companies as well to sponsor some vouchers to appear for the certifications. Now, these above boot camps will be going live tomorrow, if I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong, and we are covering DevOps from scratch, right? We'll run for at least a month from now, and this is specifically targeting this community chapter program, right? And these community leaders after that will be appearing for the certifications, including their community members, and will be of course sharing their statistics about how well these people are doing. And in the course of time, we'll be hosting some internship drives post the celebration of the festive season, internship drive for roles in terms of cloud, in terms of DevOps, in terms of, to be very precise, also in machine learning. There are a few companies that we have recently collaborated, which are machine learning products, and we'll be hosting internship drives with respect to them. So yeah, these are there, and lot many things coming up as well in the upcoming days. So with this, let's move ahead, right? And I'll be requesting few of the folks who are community leaders of the community chapter program right now to join us and share a bit of insights about their experiences in communities and what they're trying to do here. And let me just share the invites and get these guys on board, right? Cool. Okay, I see few of the people not in the room right now. So, guys, I'm sending you the invites, right? You'll have to accept the invite to join the stream. So please join the room. If you're not in the room, you'll not be able to join the stream. So I think that is something that you have to do from your side. I cannot help. Um, okay, let me just check this. Also, if you are facing some difficulties in joining the stream, maybe you can just bring up in the chat section, and I'm waiting for the responses. I'm still waiting for the responses. As I mentioned, you'll have to join the stream, the room first, and then you'll be able to join the stream, right? So you'll probably receive a notification, join the room, just click over there, and you'll receive an invite, and you'll be able to join. Um, okay. Okay, so we have Vanshaj Arora. Yes. Vanshraj, you are in the stream right now. Maybe you can turn on your video. We're still waiting for the other folks. Guys, please just check it out. Maybe you're facing some technical difficulties in your end. I've already sent you the invites. Uh, yes,
Yeah, hi
Vanshraj.
Dhruva, thank you so much for calling me up. So yeah, I think there's an issue with the camera right here. So yeah, sorry for that.
No worries, no worries. That works fine. No worries, no worries. Vanshad, so would you like to just share some insights about which chapter that you are leading right now? How has been your experience? Like, share your previous experience a bit so that the people can understand who you are and where you come from, and just give an idea about what is the objective of the chapter that you're trying to build, the community that you're trying to build at CDN right now.
Surely, surely. So right now I will be leading the chapter of Manipal University Jaipur, and like about my background, I have been working with a couple of companies like AccuJob. I have started my own community at my college called GSoC Community, and here we basically help students to skill up to get various certifications, just like Commudle. So we started with that, and now I'll be I am also working with TEDx for my college to organize an event, and now I'll be, starting this chapter and helping people with all of the related things on the technical end as well as on the community end. So right now, my focus for this tech chapter is basically all the new age tech from AIML to ARVR and to Web3. So all of those together, that is the main motive that I start this and found like lay the foundation for this chapter with.
Perfect, perfect. That sounds amazing, right? So of course, we'll definitely try to. You mentioned about hackathons and other meetups that you're trying to host in your college in terms of TEDx and everything, right? So of course, I think this is something I missed, and I think I would just have to point this out. Commudle is sponsoring a lot of hackathons right now. So in case you're hosting one, feel free to connect to us. You can just mail us, and we'll be more than happy to reach out to you. And also in-person meetups, right? So we'll be hosting multiple in-person meetups in different cities across India in the upcoming month. So feel free to connect to us, share us about what you're trying to host, maybe that meetup on with the hackathon, what is objective or the target audience, how many people are interested to join, and we'll be more than happy to help in any way possible, right? So yep, that is there. Thank you so much, Vanshaj. Good luck with your community, and definitely let's build this together. I still can't see a few of the folks joining in. I'm not sure if we are having a technical difficulty right now. So we have got a few other folks who have to join the stream. We'll wait for a few more minutes. Let's see if they can join. They're already facing some technical issues. Harshit and Chinmay, if you can check out what problem you're facing right now, maybe that helps. Cool. So probably will feature them some other time. Okay, cool, works fine. But again, thanks guys for everybody who joined us right in the stream. I'm not sure how many people are watching this live on YouTube right now, but yep, thank you so much. And as I mentioned, there are a lot many things that are in the place. There are a lot of many things that are planned for the upcoming days as well. So just join Seeding Community. You'll find the link in the description. If you're not part of Seeding Community, you'll just have to click there once, and you'll be added to the community. You can join that specific channel that you want to join as well, with respect to your preferences. And of course, you want to connect to me, feel free to connect to me as well in LinkedIn or any other platform, right? And we'll be more than happy to have a chat with you and understand what you're building, right? Thank you so much, everyone who joined us today. Thank you so much, and let's catch up. Yep.